Hey, what's going on, people? Second Funk here. Just wanted to show some funk albums real quick, cause I haven't really been buying much lately, so I just wanted to dig in the collection. So I stopped by my house and grabbed some records, and actually over the weekend, and it's so damn crazy because I grabbed two records that I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna show these, put some people on to these. And then goddamn, if Chris Astral Traveler didn't show them, but that's okay because I'm gonna show them anyway because they are a good album. So maybe with the both of us saying that coming from Chris and coming from me, maybe it gives these albums some clout. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I know that looking at other members when they recommend albums, I know that it must be the real deal. So hopefully, coming from us both, you guys will take heed. So the two albums are on Olivia Records. This is going back to Astral Traveler's Women Liberation Records post, and the first one is this one right here, Mary Watkins. And as Chris said, Olivia Records definitely was the kind of drummed up and thought up of here, right in DC. Its origins are here in DC. Their catalog and everything is definitely out of California, but it originated here in DC. Olivia Records did, and so that's how I became, or how I came to know about them. Is when I first started collecting records, there was other fellow record collectors pretty much thinking that the place to start is everything that's started here in DC, the origins that are here in DC. So that's how I started. I'm actually gonna go like this. And so basically, Olivia Records, like he said, Astral Traveler is women liberation music, but definitely heavy lesbian culture. And this record album, the cover looks innocent enough, but if you look closely, you'll notice that all of those people on the cover are women. They're all women. But this album is all over the place as far as the genres of music, so you can't really throw it into one category. But it's tight. And when I say tight, it's just everything is just well produced. It seems like they were definitely perfectionists when they came to record this, because it's just so clean sounding. And that's the only way I could really explain it. It's quality music. I mean, it's kind of jazzy, kind of funky, but not as funky as the second one, and that is Linda Tillery. This was actually one of my first records that I got when I started collecting records more than a decade ago. Linda Tillery, this is funky, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Astral Traveler spot on when he recommended this one right here. This is on. I would almost consider that an essential. This lady right here is really involved in music. I mean, she's provided vocals on so much stuff. She's not even credited on half of the stuff. She's done stuff with Tower of Power. I don't know about Cold Blood. I did see that you mentioned that, Chris, but I'm not sure. That would be interesting to find out. That would just make having this album even better. But she's still doing her thing. She's done her thing here at the Kennedy Center several years back, and I didn't get to go see her, but she was here, and it's just good music, and it's good music from a subculture that exists in the United States that it'd just be interesting to see what they're talking about. And I mean, and they definitely put their foot in it, man. They did the genre right. The rest of the stuff that you find, like he said, is kind of folky, like the Mae Christensen and albums of that. I mean, I have a lot. I'm able to, for some reason, I don't know, maybe they had a distributor here in DC, but you can find these albums anywhere here in DC. Anywhere. They're in abundance. So, just thought I'll add that. It's kind of like Tribe Records. They were their distributor, one of their main distributors, was here in DC, so they turn up here a lot. But anyway, next album is Earth, Wind & Fire's first album, funky as hell. One of my favorite songs on here, which is a monster, is Bad Tune. And this is funny because, you know, Earth, Wind & Fire, when they came out, they were putting albums out every year. And what's interesting about them is they evolved very fast. Like, this is still, I mean, you can tell it's Earth, Wind & Fire, but it's not, the sound is still a little bit here and there. And you can hear the innocence, and you can hear that they're hungry. But, I mean, they evolved fast. So it was like this album, then the second album. And then boom, by their third album, they had found their sound, which was only like 2.5 years after this came out. So that makes this even more special because it's forgotten because they've done so well in their careers, and they've had so many hits off of everything that they've dropped. This album doesn't really sound close to what their successful albums sound like, so a lot of people forget about this, and it's just it's great. Bad Tune is a monster. Come on, children. That's that sound, boy. Funky as hell. Woo! Sound. It's great. These next 3 albums I'm gonna breeze through because I didn't necessarily grab these. You know, I just kind of took a chunk out of a queue. But Betty Davis, Miles Davis's wife, at one point. I think Miles actually gives her the credit for making him brave enough to do that whole fusion thing that he got heavily criticized for, and to stick with it. It was Betty Davis. This is a gatefold. And my copy is colored on. I have like 5 copies of this, and the one that I grabbed is the one that's defaced beyond recognition, but that's that one. And then the third one that I have is Betty Davis. I think this was her first one, if I'm not mistaken. You would think I would know that, but I'm just not into Betty Davis, to be honest with you guys. I'm not. Her band is bad as hell, though. Oh my god. But her, not so much into it. It doesn't suck, it's just not my thing. Her raspy, growling voice, I just don't buy it, you know what I mean? But I respect it big time, and her band kicks ass, so it's definitely worth having. Here's one that's interesting. Manchild. This has some monster cuts on it. My favorite one is I Want to Feel Your Power and Love, because it has that Brazilian instrument, the drum. What is it called? The Kwaku or the Quake or the Quika. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it has that in it, and it's a monster on the tail end of the song. And then, you know, their big song off of this is Especially For You, that slow jam that's just epic. But the interesting about this is, I'll zoom in and you see this guy right here. That's Babyface, y'all. Kenny Edmonds. Check it out on the back. Where is it? There's Babyface. Kenny Edmonds. This was his group. Boys from Atlanta. Oh yeah, okay. Here we go. Getting into the good stuff, man. The Pazan Brothers and the Buford Express. Loose and Juicy, man. This album has a cut on it called Gritty Nitty. Not Nitty Gritty, but Gritty Nitty. That is just a monster. I gotta link that up, so you guys make sure you click on that link for Gritty Nitty. I'm gonna put that in the comment section. But this right here, y'all, is an all-around album. It's just funky as hell. it's just funk. These guys had no focus but just to hit you in the mouth with funk on this album. And this was on Vanguard Records. I'm not gonna take everything out, but can you see that? There you go. It's on Vanguard. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, it's just. I remember. I know where I got this one too, man. Walked into a store that never yields, a thrift store that never yields anything, and I walk in there, and it's the only record that's there that was worth taking away. Next one, which is a sleeper. This is Kemosabe by the Electric Indian. This has a couple of nasty phone cuts on it. Kemosabe actually the Electric Indian was a group of people, a group of musicians, all creating a sound. But you would know their sound because they later became most of them, by the way, joined MFSB. And nobody really knows what that stands for. Some people say it's mother, father, sister, brother. Other people say it's motherfucker, son of a bitch. But anyway, MFSB became kind of like the house band for Philadelphia Records, Philly International Records, you know, recording with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Billy Paul. God, I can't think of anybody else there. I mean, it's like I draw blanks when I'm getting in front of the camera. Who else? I'm whack as hell, man. I just can't. I can't think of. You guys know all the people that's on Philly. The Infamous Green Label. God, that is embarrassing that I can't think of anybody else. But anyway, next album, which actually just sustained some water damage, and I'm kind of pissed about it, is my Oliver Sane Bus Stop LP. Yeah, man, this had a tragic accident, and I was trying to dry out the cover. It just wasn't working. What happened? I was listening to this LP, and it's a crazy story. I told you guys I'm getting my bathrooms redone, and I had this LP. I had to go upstairs in my house to do something, and I left the LP up there because I was gonna listen to it next. And when I came back, had company over, and I had to flush a toilet that was downstairs. So I turned the water on. I forgot that the water nozzles in the top of my house were wide open, and water got everywhere. It came down through the floors and everything. And this LP was just soaked, and it stayed soaked for a long time because I forgot that I had taken it upstairs. And by the time I realized it, it was completely fucked, man. So I gotta replace this now. But this is a very, very funky LP, but all the Oliver Sane is very funky. So I suggest that comes heavily recommended. This album right here, the album's good. The cover is just absolute trash. Label survived surprisingly, and I even had the original insert. Look at that. It just got messed up, man. I didn't even know it got wet. Okay, these next three albums, I think Chris showed these. A lot of people showed these. Chris has showed these. I think Derek has showed one. But I had them all, and like I said, the way I organize my albums is by genre, then by artist. I don't do alphabetical order. It's just too involved, and I bring home albums too much for me to sit up there and do it. I just don't have time, so that's easy for me. So normally when I grab chunks of albums like the Betty Davis, and I guess I grabbed the tail end of the Earth, Wind & Fire. This was another artist. Now, they told me that you don't pronounce the Y on this, so it's Maxan. I read that somewhere. So Maxan, this is very, very, very good stuff, y'all. I mean, you talk about vocals galore. Y'all, this lady could sing her ass off. It's funny because I got one of my best friends' name is Dewey, and on this there's a song called Doing Nothing Doing, And at the end of it, she's like, do it, do it. It sounds like it's calling his name. And so that kind of became his unofficial theme song. It sounds like she's saying Dewey, but she's not. This is a funky album, y'all. Very funky. Next one, I think this is actually her second one. Mindful. And this actually is my favorite one out of the three that she dropped. This is just... This hits you in the mouth, man. This really hits you in the mouth. She had a hell of a band. And then Bail Out for Fun. I don't know if this was her first one or her last one. I have no idea. I don't know in which order these came. But this is her third one, or a third one of hers. One of three that she made. So I got the complete. It's all OGs, man. You know, I make it a point. Try to get original copies. My rule of thumb for that is, if it can be easily replaced, most times I will try to get the original. But if it's unattainable, and my threshold for that is kind of like $600 and up. No, I'm sorry, $500 and up. $500 and up, I start considering reissues if I really like the music. But I will try to sell off other stuff to get that original if I want it. So that's kind of how I work my thing. I never really given you guys insight with that before, but I do try to get the original. I really do. From $1 to about $400 to $500, I will go after the original. I will drop the dough because normally, if I'm willing to do that, it's damn good music. But anything over to that, then I'm not really looking to get the original. I need the music now, so I'm gonna get the reissue. Hey y'all, that's all I have. Hey, and check this out. I noticed this today that I got my 100th subscriber. Y'all like me that much, man? That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, y'all. I really appreciate that. Probably not gonna do a contest because I don't really understand the whole contest thing. Maybe I'll create another milestone, and if I get a better understanding what the contest thing is about, then I'll do one. Why not? You know, it's fun. But I really appreciate it. 100 subscribers. That's what's up. I hope everybody takes care.